Shoulders working down, and when you lower, they stay down, but you feel your abdominals working up. So basically, when we say rise and fall, as we're going up, we're actually thinking of going down, and when we go down, we're actually thinking of going up. So I just want to show you this. Watch. We have down, up, down, up. And I'm showing you with my arms, don't worry about the shoulders, what I'm feeling within my body. So most of the time, what we naturally think of when we go up is going up and inhaling. And when we go down, when we go up, and when we go down, I want you to do the exact opposite when trying this exercise for me. I want you to exhale when you go up. And I want you to inhale when you go down. Exhale up. And inhale when you go down. Because what we need to do is keep the shoulders connected to the hip and only rise through the ankles. And quite often, when we think about going up, we open the rib cage, we take a big deep breath because we're using our stretch to go up, and then we get tense. When we come down, we just collapse everything. So when we actually lower into our legs, I actually feel that my center is like accordion, that musical instrument that opens and closes, opens and closes. Now, when we close, we don't actually collapse the ribs, but we feel a little bit more of a relaxation. So as I'm lowering, I'm feeling I'm opening. And as I close, I feel that my central weight and belly button is going back to the spine. I'm going to open again. And I'm going to feel the center working back. And at this time, Darius will bring me the stretchy band again to demonstrate just what is happening. So what I do with this exercise is simply take the band, and I'll show you what is actually going on in the body. As I'm lowering, I'm stretching. When I rise and go up onto the toe, I release the band and get the balance. So we have lowering and release the band. Lowering and release the band. So when I release the band, what I'm doing is I'm taking the stomach muscles back. Anytime you are up on your toes, you want to feel the middle of your back hanging perfectly over the tip of the toes. Whenever we rise through our feet, we never want to open the rib cage and take the sternum off the standing leg. We want to keep the sternum over the standing leg, have everything hanging through the toe, and work the stomach muscles back. So by stretching that band, you can feel what the body is actually doing. And when I actually lower, I'm opening, and when I rise, I'm closing. Opening and closing. I'm not literally allowing alignments to change, but internally, I want you to be able to experience and feel what is going on in the body, because we tend to do it back to front. So remember, when you are going down, you are up in the body. Feel the head working to the ceiling. When you are rising, feel that there's like a tabletop and you are going above that tabletop. You are feeling yourself above it. You're not doing this, but you're actually rising above that action. Now, one little thing. When I say that you're working against the tabletop, ladies, don't do this for me. Do not put pressure on your partner's arms, because I will be in big trouble, okay? I'm not teaching you to be heavy. I'm teaching you to feel that you're working the ankles, not the arms, but you are not doing this, opening the rib cage. Again, When you lower, you're stretching up. When you rise, you are pulling in and back. And by practicing this exercise, your rise and fall will go to a completely different level because you're internally balanced and you're working opposite to the way you naturally think. And now I'd like to talk to you about promenade position, one of our most popular steps, yet one of the steps that we get very, very easily distorted in because of the lack of flexibility that is taken when this step is being danced. So first of all, let's achieve promenade position. So when the lady comes into the man, we come to closed position. When we go to promenade position, the man simply rolls the lady to his right hip. We roll from right front to the left side. We are behind the man's hip, and now we simply land in promenade. Now then, that looks all very easy and simple. But what tends to happen, I see these beautiful positions where everybody gets to this great promenade position, and then suddenly I always look at the floor and wonder what people are looking at because I see lots of this. I see a promenade position, and then it sort of goes downhill and it goes somewhere, and the body position completely collapses. So what I would like to achieve today in promenade position is having a beautiful picture at the top and having a beautiful picture at the bottom with an undisturbed balance point between both the man and the woman. So ladies, two things. When you are in promenade position, you will start off behind the man's hip and you will finish behind the man's hip. Quite often, we love to get behind the man's hip in promenade position, and then we like to beat the man through in promenade position. So you have to be on your best behavior, stay behind the man's hip, and simply land and remain behind the man's hip. Now then, what I'd like to share with you, gentlemen, first of all, Darius is going to take promenade position, takes promenade position, and you can see from here the elbows are nicely lined up. As he lands, he's simply going to come onto the leg and take the right arm back behind his body. This is giving him a beautiful diagonal stretch through the body line for the lady to maintain that position. I'd like you to do that one more time, Darius, and go back to promenade position. So again, he's got to stretch back into the right side. He lands, releases the right arm back behind the body to show the stretch of promenade is still over there. What tends to happen, thank you. What tends to happen in promenade position is the man can have this beautiful line and suddenly the weight goes to the left leg and the body rotates to the left. Now, what I would like you to do, gentlemen, in promenade position for your lady is when you land on your left foot, I want you to imagine a bow and arrow stretching back behind you and keep the stretch of the right side like Darius just did back behind your body. So the knee can come through, the left side stretching, the head is on the left foot, and the energy through the body is back through a diagonal. So the reason why Darius released his right arm was to show you that in this position he hadn't turned to the left, but simply, gentlemen, if you allow the arm back behind the body, you can feel that incredible stretch through the line of your left side all the way to your right hip. So I'd like him to demonstrate it one more time and show you the exercise we're trying to do. We have a beautiful posture. We land onto the left leg, release the arm back behind the body to maintain that beautiful promenade stretch. So ladies, if you simply come into position with your partner, you're behind the right hip, you will remain there, you land in promenade and simply release the arm back behind your body, you should have that beautiful, flexible, stretch, diagonal feeling in the body without turning or distorting your body in any way. So remember, the picture at the top of promenade can be as beautiful on the descent. from the top of the picture to the bottom. We shouldn't have any increased rotation, only towards one another. So the bow and arrow feeling is working back for the lady and it's working back for the man. That bow and arrow, when we come through, is felt in our hip joints. Don't allow the landing to allow energy to work out. Keep the energy in the standing hip. And that is promenade position. And now another really fun exercise I'd love to share with you all is one that I do with a hula hoop. And this is for the man or the lady, just to feel the blocks of weight, the posture, and how your arms belong to the other person and not back to your body. So I simply put the hula hoop back behind my back and feel the hula hoop on my lats, connect the shoulders down to the hula hoop and feel the head on the back. So what I want to do is not work inside the hula hoop, but imagine the hula hoop is my partner. Okay, so what I'm going to do is simply go from left to right, feel my arms belong to my partner, and always be dancing forward. What we sometimes tend to do is work inside the circle. And what I'd like you to think of when we take posture with our partner is that our body is like a surround sound system. And the front of the body is the main boom box, but the arms are our surround sound. And music is traveling through the center and through both arms, not just in the middle of the partnership. It's coming on a big circle dancing outside our body. So simply what I like to do with my hula hoop is feel the spine, practice things like basic spin turns and things, and feel the head, always staying on the back of the hula hoop and feeling my own balance and my own shape. Again, you can see the shoulders stay down. It gives me the awareness of my head, the flexibility of shoulder and head separation, internal balance, blocks of weight, and my individual movement for myself. So again, when we take our dance posture and position, usually we will disconnect blocks of weight and work centrally, and this gives us the around feeling and flexibility that we need to maintain our postures together and to feel freedom of movement in our hands. Now, we can do a couple of little things, so I'll invite Darius back with me. Right, now again, we're not working on that light contact because we're going to work on individual balance and weights. But I will put Darius inside the hula hoop. We'll put it behind our backs and simply hold on. So what this exercise does is it gives him his spine awareness and mine, and not to come into each other's space. So we feel our backs, our heads, our energy working through our arms to each other. Remember, I'm going to get Darius to hold the hula hoop. Our arms belong to each other, and quite often we tend to bring them back to our own body. So the hula hoop actually allows us to feel that we can give to each other, yet maintain our own individual balance and spines. So what I like to do with this exercise is take promenade position into a basic outside change, so it gives me my awareness of not coming in to the body too early and gives me my spine awareness. So we'll simply take this position, we'll do a promenade, we'll swing the hips, and I'll go to outside partner, and then we'll transfer and swing the hip. It gives me my own balance, I maintain my own position, and we transfer from shape to shape. So what I love the most about this is it makes me feel my arms always can belong to Darius and his arms belong to me. I can be individually balanced, and I can think about flexibility of my own posture without disturbing my balance within the frame. So we're thinking internal energy and outward connection energy with our frame to each other. So I'm just going to allow Darius into the hula hoop now, and you can just see his basic posture. All right, so if he just turns, from promenade position, ready, and he's going to swing, and he's going to come back, and that hula hoop is always in front of him. That's the partner always with him. He's using his back, he's maintaining posture, and he's keeping that beautiful line through the spine. So if we don't have anybody to practice with, this is a fabulous way to practice your balance, but to feel like your arms are actually dancing with someone. Because when we practice alone, we tend to, just forget that we actually, should always feel that there's a partner there. The hula hoop will give you an awareness of a continuous circle and energy as if you were partnered with somebody. And that's my hula hoop exercise. And now I'd like to put everything that we've already discussed, technical exercises and flexibility ideas, into a practice with a basic feather reverse and feather finish in 3-step. What I feel is a basic feather is one of the first things you learn in slow foxtrot, yet it's one of the hardest. Because when we're moving back as a lady and the man is going up through his feet, we still have to concentrate on working our shoulder weight down against the rise, whether we're dancing the man or the lady's part. But it's specifically hard for the lady because when the man is producing foot rise when moving forward, we are only allowed to give body rise. So what I'll do is I'll demonstrate this with Darius in position, and hopefully you can see us working against the rise, and then we'll break it down and detail it for you separately. So we have our basic feather, shoulders relaxed, posture nice and easy, flexibility, ready and slow. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick. So as you can see, everything we're doing when we're rising is working against that rise. We're going to demonstrate it again and show you what not to do. We don't want to think about going up. We don't want to think about doing the feather, ready? Doing the feather and going up with our posture, up with our posture, up with our posture. We don't want that at all. Everything we want to discuss with you through all of the ideas is working against the rise. So when we go up onto our toes, we're thinking of the shoulders always connecting to the hips and never disturbing the balance. So now I'd like Darius to demonstrate this by himself from the feather step. He's going to start with his perfect posture, give the range of motion, allow the opposite side, connect the weight, swing the hips, keeping the shoulders down. Reverse turn, rising against the rise, and swinging the hips. You can see the shoulder weight is working down the whole time. So it's very, very important that we never think of taking the shoulders up. No matter how elevated the ankles go, we're always dancing against the rise. And now I'll do the ladies' part. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, feather. I work down, reverse, I work down, feather finish, down, 3-step, down. So the center is working back and I'm working against the rise. Another thing I hope you noticed when we demonstrated that was the separation of head from shoulders. If I dance a feather step and connect the head and the shoulders together, we look very, very stiff. So just through this basic action, we can practice our rotation. We can practice the separation of our head to our shoulders, our weight connections, our hips working forward and backward, bodies poised forward, hips can release back. When we're moving from a backward position to a forward position, connecting the shoulders down, feeling the hips release, landing, and then again, releasing the hips from a forward to a backward action. So we're trying to increase flexibility through a very, very basic sense, whether it's in waltz or foxtrot. How flexible can we be with our shoulders separated from our head? How great can we give a range of motion through our hips to increase drive and movement? How are we positioned in our feet, whether we're moving backwards or forwards, is very, very important to the degree of flexibility we can produce in where our weight is with our body. So by practicing these ideas and feeling your energies, staying on your own side of the partnership, I'm sure that your dancing will become easier and more enjoyable. And now Darius and I would like to thank you all for joining us on this Flexibility Volume 2, and I hope these ideas and exercises will enhance your dancing and make you become more individual and better balanced dancers.